My name is Trevor Friesen, and I'm a behavior analyst working with the Disability Program Specialized Services team, part of the Cree Board of Health and Social Services of James Bay. In a previous module, we talked about different types of support that you can use when teaching basic activities of daily living, or ADLs. We talked about all of the different ways that you can prompt a learner and showed you an example of what it might look like when using different prompts to teach someone to do up the zipper on their coat. Remember, even though I showed you a big list of ways to prompt, you probably do most of them naturally already. You just learned a few names for them. In this module, we're going to talk about something called task analysis. Task analysis is when you break down a task of any length into a sequence of smaller, more easily teachable steps. Breaking down a task seems simple on the surface, especially for things that we do every day without thinking too much. Tying our shoes, washing our hands, washing and drying dishes. We can do these things and sometimes other things at the same time. That's how ingrained into our routines these things are. But then, when we try to break it down to teach someone else, we might realize that the task is a bit more complicated than we thought. There might be steps that we do without thinking that need to be specifically taught to the client before they can learn how to do the entire task. Take pouring water into a glass, for example. How hard could it be to break this task down into steps without missing any? Let's watch a short video and find out.
Step one. Do you hear me?
I hear you.
Okay. Step one. Grab pitcher by the handle.
Oh, I like that.
That's correct, yes.
Thank you.
Step two. Grab the cup with the other hand.
I'm ready.
Gets complicated if you're a left-handed or right-handed.
And Christopher, don't make any changes to your steps.
Guys, if you can't see in the back, feel free to stand up, okay?
You guys are in the splash zone, by the way.
Trevor,
nice.
come over here.
All right. Step number three. Lift the pitcher. A little more. I mean, you might want to move that laptop out of the way, but all right, we messed up.
We failed.
We failed.
You're doing great.
All right, okay. Pour water into cup. Doing great, Trevor.
Appreciate it.
Oh my God. You know what? Stop. Stop it, man.
Is that written down?
No.
Help me!
Halt.
I'm joking.
Yes. Okay. We messed up bad. We should have thought of that. Okay. All right. Put the pitcher down. Step away from the pitcher.
What happened? Or should I say, what did not happen? Did the person miss any steps when he was writing them down? Which ones? Now, this was just a funny practice session to show you that sometimes a simple task is actually quite complicated. So what can you do to make sure that you include every step? Here are 3 evidence-based ways to task analyze activities of daily living. You don't need to do all 3 every time. Pick the one that fits with your reality. First, observe someone who is really good at performing the task you want to teach and record the steps. Think about how you learned to do activities of daily living. You might have watched a family member or close friend to learn how to ride a bike, how to safely operate a rifle, or cook a meal. You can record the steps on paper using the Notes app on your phone or typing it on a tablet or computer. You can observe in person, or if that's not possible, you could observe digitally using a YouTube video, through FaceTime, or WhatsApp. The advantage to observing someone in person is that they can perform the task in the teaching environment. That's where you're going to be teaching the client to perform the task. The disadvantage is that sometimes it can be difficult to coordinate. That means getting everyone in the same place at the same time. So watching someone over video might make more sense for you. The second way is to perform the task yourself and record the steps. In this case, you will be the expert performing the activity of daily living. If you have a colleague or friend, they can record the steps while you perform the task. That way you won't have to start and stop as you go. If you don't have a helper, you can use your phone to record a video of yourself performing the task. Then you can watch that video and write down the steps in order. The advantage to performing the task yourself is that you will experience the task difficulty for yourself and be able to identify and solve any possible problems ahead of time. The third way is to reach out to an expert and have them describe the task to you. If no one is available to perform the task for you in person or on video, you can reach out to someone who knows the ADL well enough, who can describe the steps for you either in writing or using their words. You might choose this method if you do not have an expert available to you to teach a task in person. Or maybe you might be trying to teach a task that doesn't easily allow for observing and recording. Whichever method you choose, remember that you should always try to perform the task exactly how it is written at least a few times. This will help to clarify any steps that might not make sense or that are missing. Take one last look at how many steps go into pouring a glass of water. Who could have guessed something like pouring water could be so complicated? Remember this when you are trying to teach other activities of daily living, like dressing, eating, hygiene, or any other task. Use one or more of the 3 task analysis methods we described to break that task down and find out just how many steps there really are. Again, perform it as written to make sure that you didn't miss anything. Make it fun. Find a few colleagues and tackle a few ADLs together. Doing these things will help prepare you for your teaching sessions and set your clients up for success. Remember, there are lots of different ways to support someone to learn a new skill, and you probably know a lot of them already. This module is just one more tool to add to your own toolbox when teaching activities of daily living. Check out our other modules on activities of daily living for more information on how you can pick and teach new skills to your clients.